the first Geo Sports Talk Show. We will be live after the intro. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Giojackson Show, and this is the first sports talk with me, getting my sports takes, getting to know what my thoughts are of sports this weekend. And I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone that gave me a question. I have a bunch of questions today, so hopefully I get through all of them. But I just want to start off with, I guess today is National Mental Health Day. So everyone, hopefully your mental health is great. Hopefully you did something for yourself to better help you out with your mental health. So whether it was reading a book, exercising, doing something that will benefit you, shout outs to that. So a little bit about what I want to do with this live stream. Probably every Tuesday after the sports week, I'll have this little show. Want to go for 30-45 minutes of me just talking about sports, what happened. Obviously I'll talk Niners, but I'll try to make it very broad: NFL, soccer. And if you guys want to always chime in, send me questions, ask for my opinion on things, I'll gladly accept them. And I'll try to do this, like I said, every Tuesday, a little show. So like I mentioned before, if you're into sports and you want to listen to my takes, more than welcome to come in. But this week I'll be working on another podcast, and that one should be out hopefully this week. And I'm going to start working on editing the vlog as well. But today it's all about sports talk. And I want to start off today with something that I saw today, and that's dear and near to my heart. As you guys may know, I'm a big Chelsea fan. I love my Chelsea, my Blues. And today, I think one of the greatest to ever wear the jersey, Eden Hazard, he retired today. Unfortunately, he did waste his last couple of years with Real Madrid. But Eden Hazard, his legacy, what does it mean to me? I remember when he was in Lille, French team, and man, he was amazing, and I just was excited when Chelsea, got him and signed with us, and the years he spent in our team. Like I said, I think he's one of the best players we've had in his days. When he was motivated, he was up there with, I think, Messi and Ronaldo. That one season where he single-handedly won us the Premier League, and his last season when we won the Europa League as well. Magnificent player. Best ball control I've ever seen. Very hard to get off him. He was small, but man, amazing player. Can shoot with both feet. And he was magical. And I wish him all the best on his retirement. It's sad, because he's still young. But he's retired. I guess what I saw is he wasn't interested in MLS or Saudi Arabia. So he packed his bags. Unfortunately, like I said, the last couple of years with Madrid, I didn't know, injuries, whatever. And of course, Madrid, it sucks, but Chelsea legend through and through. One of my favorites up there with Drogba. So I just wanted to get that one right away. Eden Hazard's legacy with Chelsea. And I think, like I said, he's top 10, top 5 Chelsea's history. Won't be another. So since we're on the Chelsea, Chelsea is riding a three-game winning streak. They've played, they haven't played anyone that you would say. They had solid victories. Solid victories, good to build momentum. I think we're playing better now. Definitely. We are. I still think we're still missing that striker, number 9 that could finish. But I really like Cole Palmer, the signing we had. He's a attacking midfielder. He has, I think, 3 assists already in this season. He had a penalty this game. And hopefully we ride this momentum. Not expecting us to win the Premier League, but hopefully we'll challenge Europe, Europa League, Champions League would be the best. Yes, get rid of Gallagher. I do not like Gallagher at all. I don't know why he starts. I feel like we should play Caicedo, Enzo, and then Palmer on top of them. That's what I think, should be the midfielder for Chelsea's. But I don't know. I don't know why. Chelsea or in England, if you're English midfielder, they just give you so many chances. And I don't know, maybe, I mean, he could shut me up, but what I've seen from him, man, I do not like how he plays. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think we have better midfielders. But the winning streak, hopefully, like I said, we build momentum on it. We keep going. Chelsea, we spend a lot of money. We shouldn't be middle of the table. We should be fighting top four. Which would bring me to your guys' questions. Like I said, I know a lot of people are joining in. Thank you guys for all your questions. So we're going to start off with this one that I got. And I know I got a friend, he is a Spurs fan. My thoughts on the Liverpool versus Spurs. Man, Spurs, usually I hate on them. They're playing good. They're playing good. I believe they're top of the table right now. I'll check right now. Impressive win without Kane as well. My boy, Human Song, he just keeps scoring. He's putting his team on his back. But I think in general, they're playing a lot better. I'm pulling up the tables here. Yeah, Tottenham is first, obviously tied with Arsenal, which Arsenal beat Man City. I was surprised. I thought Man City would beat them, but Arsenal came to play. But Spurs, I think they're playing well. I don't think Liverpool is as good this season. They are fourth, but I think there's a lot going on there. Salah wanted to leave in the beginning of the season. I don't know if El Club, he's losing El Vestidor, and this might be his last season. But Spurs, Arsenal, obviously Man City, Newcastle, they're playing great. Those probably be the top four, I would say. Maybe Man City, maybe Manchester United or Chelsea can do a push, but we'll see. We'll see. Will Spurs continue this, or if they do Spurs things, which is choke. We'll see. Let's talk about. I don't want to talk about, but let's talk about one of the guys' questions was Man U last minute win. I'm a Man U hater. I do not like Manchester United. Do not like their fans. I don't know, man. It's just that Manchester United, the team, the emblem, what they stand for. They talk all this crap, but they haven't won anything in 10 years since Van Persie was there, since Ferguson was there. Now they're just the laughingstock of the Premier League now that Arsenal's better. And yeah, I was mad. I already was ready. I was typing up a paragraph to send to the group chat. And then I was like, please. They tied. Then they last minute go to win it. Again, they should have won that game. They were home. And, man, McTominay comes in, scores 2 goals, saves them. But I think toxic. I know I'm toxic. But I think their coach, I don't think he's going to last this season. I think another coach, I think he definitely has lost his players. Sancho not playing. They're always bickering with each other. I don't know what to expect from Manchester United. They are 10th. They are above us by 1 point. Great. And I'm talking crap about Manchester United, and my Chelsea is just as bad. But man, I hope the worst for them. I hope they keep losing. I hope they get relegated. I am not a Manchester United fan. I think they're ass, and they'll continue to be ass. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, let's see. You guys, we'll shift to the NFL. Interesting. weekend today in the this weekend in the NFL, and I want to start off with what I would say my top 5 teams right now in the NFL, and I'll rank them 1 to 5. Um, Number one, I mean, 49ers. We're undefeated, 5-0, dominating win this weekend, which I was there. Top to bottom stacked team, offense, defense, special teams. I don't see a weakness in our team. And we're just smacking, we're winning. We're scoring 30 points. Brock Purdy looking like the next Joe Montana, CMC, Ayuk, Debo, Kittle. Thank you, Kittle, today, this weekend. I had him on fantasy. 3 touchdowns, hat trick. That's my number 1 team right now, the Niners. Number 2, gotta go with the other undefeated team, the Eagles. Their O-line, nasty O-line with their overpowered play, the tush push that they do, where they need 2 yards, everyone just pushes Jalen Hurts. Their defense is good as well. Their D-line, I like their D-line, the rookie that they picked up. But it's going to be interesting when we play them because we will be going to Philly, and it's one of those grudge matches because we were talking a lot of smack to them that, if Brock Purdy didn't get injured, we would have beat them. But now, we're going to have to prove it. And if we beat them, I don't know who's going to beat us. I actually, going forward, I mean, I don't know who will beat them, but we're not going to get into them. We'll get in Niners later. But Eagles, solid team. I like their running back, DeAndre Swift, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. They got a good team. We got it here. We'll get to the rat. There's rat questions. He won't, but we'll get to the rat. Number 3, Mahomes, Chiefs. Can't count out Mahomes. I'm sorry. Even if I honestly don't think their team is as strong as previous years. Kelsey, he's thinking too much about Taylor Swift. But Mahomes, I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes. If they're down 14, Mahomes will bring them back. So as long as they have Mahomes, I got to put him up there, top 3. But like I said, if Kelsey goes down, we saw it week 1. They didn't have no one. They could have had me out there catching passes because they dropped everything. But I actually like Pacheco. Pacheco's good fantasy back, can catch. He's fast. So Pacheco, Mahomes. Their defense, they just have Chris Jones, but everything else is not as good. And, they also have the refs. If you guys have been watching, man, they've had some questionable calls. The false starts that the refs don't catch. That last play against the Vikings where the guy took off his helmet, you can't take off your helmet. That's I think, 15-yard penalty. They have the refs, so that's why I put them top 3. Top 3. Number 4, even though they lost, the Bills, number 4. I think also another amazing quarterback, Josh Allen. He can throw it 70 yards. He can run you over. Their defense is good, but they did have another one of their linebackers is out for the season. So that defense is they are losing players because they do have a good defense as well. They have Diggs, but I saw Diggs. I don't think Diggs and Josh Allen, they get along right now. They got some beef. So let's see how that works out. But the Bills, I think, out of the AFC, Chiefs and Bills, they're 1 and 2. So that's why I put them 4. And now the 5th one, I wanted to put Miami, but I don't think they don't have a defense. They have an offense, a scary offense where, man, A-Chain, who's injured, Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, if they grab the ball, they'll take it to the house 99 yards. But their defense, I don't know. I don't know if they didn't hang with the Bills. I don't know if they'll hang with the Chiefs. And if they do make it to the Super Bowl, we beat them last year and bad. So it's between Miami, and I'm liking Detroit. Detroit Lions. Jared Goff, he's doing what Jared Goff does. He's kind of like Purdy. He just gets it to his weapons. Amon-Ra Brown, he didn't play, but they have him, Montgomery, Gibbs, Laporta, tight end. Have him in one of my fantasy leagues. Also from where Kittle came from, Iowa. Their defense is pretty good too. They got a couple. Their secondary is good. They did lose Emmanuel Mosley. He tore his right ACL last year with us. He tore his left. So, man, that sucks. That sucks. But yeah, I would say those are my top 5 picks for the NFL. We got a comment. Thank you, Peppies. But we got a comment here. Raiders. Should we get to the Raiders? I got a couple people asking about the Raiders. So, why are Raiders so trash? Hey, I told you guys with Jimmy G. I mean, which I have more things about that, but Jimmy G, when he starts doing this is what he does. Watch. This is what he does. Pick. That's what he does. And that's what he did with us. I call it, he has happy feet. He looks like, and then he like points up like he's gonna throw it 50 yards and 10 yards interception to the middle linebacker. That's what Jimmy G does. And yeah, the coach McDaniel, he's a horrible coach. I don't know. They got lucky yesterday because Green Bay's just as bad. But they do. I mean, man, I feel bad for Devontae Adams. He's a stud. My boy Jacoby Myers, another stud. Josh Jacobs as well. He's good. And on the defense, Crosby, he's good. I like Crosby, and I like what he stands for as well. Another sober brother. I've heard his story. He's 3 years sober, I believe. He's good. They're good, but they got to get a new coach. But I don't know. I don't know if the owner is gonna do it because he fired or Gruden had to go, so he has to pay him, and I guess he's just gonna pay McDaniels to leave. But I don't know if he has, I don't know if he has that money to pay that because of the stadium and all that. But I guess I actually, you know what, they're gonna make a lot of money because they're hosting the Super Bowl. So, but yeah, I think his coaching staff. And which brings me to another question that I got. Should, the Raiders consider drafting someone in this upcoming draft? They are, I mean, with this win, kind of puts you out of the USC quarterback, Caleb Williams. I had it here. But that's the only pitfall. That's the quarterback. I know there's a couple other quarterbacks, but I don't really follow college football. I just know Caleb Williams. Oh, actually, the Bo Nix from Oregon is pretty good. But yeah, definitely they should look at a quarterback because Jimmy G is not the answer going forward. I don't know about Raiders fans, what you guys feel about O'Connell. Supposedly, he's pretty good. But, the last game, well, I think he played bad. I mean, the coach threw him under the bus. He said he wasn't ready, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're the coach. Get him ready. So I don't know what you're doing. But I think they're going to go for a quarterback or, I mean, Kirk Cousins is out there. We'll get to the Vikings, but you could, pay Kirk Cousins. Other quarterbacks that might. I feel like we'll get to Michael Parsons, but yeah, definitely they will be in the market for a quarterback because Jimmy G, yes. Let's get to the Vikings because my boy Daniel Castro, he sent me some Vikings questions, so I just put Vikings talk for Daniel Castro. Today's news: Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson will be going to IR 4 games. Hamstring. I know a little bit about hamstrings. Yeah. They're tanking. I feel like they're tanking. I feel like Kirk Cousins is on the move. before the trade deadline. He might get moved to someone that needs a quarterback, the Jets. But I think they just want to take out everything, start fresh. And I feel like if they lose the next 4 games, Justin Jefferson, he might just say, I'm good. I'm going to take this season off. I know I'm going to get paid. It's either from the Vikings or from any other team. So, Daniel, I feel for you. And that's an easy dub for the Niners, week 7 in 2 weeks, Monday Night Football. So, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. But where would I think? I think, honestly, when Aaron Rodgers got injured, I felt like Kirk Cousins should have gone there. That's another trash quarterback, Zach Wilson. But I think Kirk Cousins, say what you want about him, he aight. This season, he aight. If it's prime time, he asks, but he'll put up yards. He'll make his playmakers play. I remember I watched the Vikings-Eagles, and man, he would throw it. His players would fumble. And, I mean, there's nothing much he can do. So, I feel like he will get traded, Albert Buzzins. To where? We'll see. I'm trying to think of teams that are in that playoff hunt and they need a quarterback. The only one I think is the Jets. Because Denver, their ass. Cardinals, I like Dobbs. He's been Kyler Murray, he might get traded too because Dobbs is okay. The Steelers, that might be a good team because El Pickett también, he asked. And if I'm sure if the Steelers had Kirk Cousins, because they have a good defense. They have a great defense with TJ Watt. And they beat the Ravens this past week. And I'm sure if they had Kirk Cousins with Pickens, they'll do numbers. So yeah, the Steelers, that could be a team. Let's go. Let's see. What questions? Like I said, I got a bunch of questions from you guys. Let's get to this. Pretenders in the NFL. Let me start by saying that. How about them Cowboys? Y'all thought you can come to Levi Stadium and dominate on the San Francisco 49ers? I don't think so. You guys got smacked. The Cowgirls, man. Pretenders. And Alberto, he did leave a comment. I'm going to highlight it. Michael Parsons said the game was a fluke. I didn't see it that way. I saw a team that gave up. I saw a team that got smacked. Like, from our running backs, from our defense. They just didn't want to play after they got smacked in the face. They were like, you know what? We ain't ready for this. Like, and the chat coming into this game was, that they're the best defense in the NFL. The Niners defense, is not as good as theirs. They have Michael Parsons, who some say could be Defensive Player of the Year. He didn't show up in the game. He didn't do much. I don't know if you guys saw, but today Richard Sherman on Undisputed, he said he looked at the tape. He hid. He had no quarterback pressures, none of that. So kind of shows when you have statements like that, it's like when I beat Tony in FIFA and I beat him bad. But then he says, oh, but I scored 1 goal on you. So US. That's kind of what Michael Parsons is doing. Like, yeah, we lost, but I can still beat you. No. If we play again, I don't see how they would beat us. Because unless they got another quarterback, because that Dakota Prescott, he threw 3, he could have thrown more. He basically only sees one side of the field. If his first read's not there, he doesn't know what to do. And their defense is not good at stopping the run, and we're good at running the ball. Even though they did have McCaffrey, and they did shut him down a little bit, but then Kittle, Ayuk, Debo. So I don't see them beating us at all. More pretenders. Let's see. It's another pretender that people speak highly of. Seattle. I'm seeing a lot of chat with Seattle that they're gonna beat us, that they're gonna shut down Brock Purdy. Well, actually, I saw someone ranked the quarterbacks from the NFC West, and they had Geno Smith first. Bro, come on, Geno Smith. Look, they have great players. They have Metcalf. Their defense. I like the cornerbacks. Wolin, but they're not stopping a run. They're not going to stop the run with McCaffrey. We already beat them last year in Seattle. So, right here. I love this. Niners pretenders too. We pretend. I'll leave that up there. But Seattle's one. I don't believe in Geno Smith. Another quarterback that'll fold when the pressure's there. And that game's coming up in a month. It's a Thanksgiving game. That's one. I feel like Cowboys is a big one. In the NFC East, Bills are good. Miami, you could say no, Miami's good. Patriots, man. George, where you at? Where's your El Big Mac Jones? Giants, no. Redskins, well, they're out. So I think Cowboys, Seattle. I feel like, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's not a lot of good teams this season. I feel like there's a lot of teams that are just average or ass. And it's just the top 5 teams that I named, with Miami, maybe 6, that are good. Yeah. You think Dolphins are pretenders? Like I said, their offense is scary, but like their defense, they don't have a defense. So that could, make them pretenders. But I think they make it to the playoffs on the other side. Oh, Bengals. I forgot. The Bengals. Which brings up, I think Joe Burrow, I think his injury is affecting him. So I don't think. But they are picking up, and we do play them in 2 weeks. So I know they did barely beat the Cardinals this week. Well, les costó. But Jamar Chase, he is stepping it up. He's scary again. But I think Joe Burrow's injury is affecting him. Definitely. Now, I got a couple Niners questions, so I'll jump in Niners. Is Purdy top 5 quarterback in the NFL? How would you guys rank him? I personally would rank number 1 quarterback in the NFL Mahomes. No question. Mahomes, Josh Allen, 2. I would go Jalen Hurts, 3. I like Jalen Hurts. 4, I'm a big Herbert fan. I love Herbert. And I just feel like, again, he's on another team that if he had better weapon, he has good weapons, but if he had a better coach, if Justin Herbert was in the Niners, it's GG's. 3 Super Bowls back to back. But Justin Herbert, 4, right? I have 4. Yeah, 4. Fifth. If we're going right now this season, you got to put Purdy up there, man. Like the things he's doing, Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't do. We compare, and I'll be first to say, I didn't see it from Purdy at first. I was a big Lance guy. I wanted Lance to work. But now, man, like, yeah, he doesn't lose. He doesn't make mistakes. He makes plays. And he gives me that calmness. Like, I know, like, when he throws it up, I know something magical is going to happen. Because when Jimmy would throw it up, I was like, oh, God, here we go again. So I got to put him right now top 5. I would put Burrow, but, right, like I said, he's having a rough season. Tua's a good one. Tua, he's similar to Purdy as well. getting the ball to his weapons. But I just feel like Purdy, he has that. I don't know. He has that like it factor. What do you guys think? But that's the thing. Purdy got to take y'all to the Super Bowl to be better than Jimmy. But Jimmy didn't take us to the Super Bowl. If you remember that playoff run, the first game, they literally took the ball away from him and we just ran the ball. Second game, Mostert had like 4 touchdowns. The game was over. And then when we gave him the ball in the Super Bowl, what did he do? He choked. So I feel like Purdy, I haven't seen that from him. Good. I do. When Jimmy G throws the ball, you go, oh, no, no, no. And then boom, middle linebacker pick. But I think he's top 5. Definitely. Purdy. But MVP talk? I'm still at we'll see, but it could be how he's playing. And I mean, y'all non-Niners fans, what do you guys think of Brock Purdy? Because obviously, at the end of the day, I have bias. I'm a Niners fan. I just see the good things out of them. Yeah. He got to win MVP. 14 straight games with a touchdown. The last game he had 4. But I feel like the MVP, they always give it to a quarterback. So for sure, he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. We early for that. How about this, Pump? Would you take Brock Purdy over Burr Buzzins? I'll ask you that. But let's get to these questions. Like I said, we're at 32 minutes already, and there's a lot of questions. So I didn't want to like jump around sports, but we got let's talk Barça Madrid. Barça, they definitely are better than the past previous years. And let me pull up. I know they tied. They came back to tie, and they could have won, but they les anularon un gol. What we think, Pepis, was you're the Barca #1 fan right here. What you think of Jamal? If you're still here, I like him. I feel like he gonna be a player, and he's only 16, which is crazy. I like him, and I was watching the highlights, and man, Gundogan, he makes a difference. Moving the ball, distributing. I felt like Barca needed that. Someone that could do that with Gabi and Pedri. But I saw what Lewandowski, he's injured. But let's talk about Madrid. Let's talk about Hey Jude. Man, he just keeps scoring. Who would have seen that coming? I didn't know, his game was scoring goals. I thought he was just solid midfielder. Distributes the ball, wins the ball back. I know a lot of people have said his goals have just been tap-ins, but he keeps scoring. I feel like McCaffrey, he's like on a streak of just he just keeps scoring goals. What do you guys think? That's coming up in 2 weeks. They play him up top, but he makes it count when needed. Are you talking about Jude? Clarify that for me. But the Clásico, is Alberto still here? I know he likes to talk smack to Barca fans. But Alberto, what do you think of Real Madrid? How do you see this game playing out if you're still here? But should be a good game. Should be a good game. It's gonna be at 7:15 a.m. October 28th. And it'll be in, is it still Camp Nou? Or is it Spotify? Right? But I mean, I can't pick Madrid. I mean, I guess I'll go Barca. I'll go Barca. They're third place. Um, home. I just can't pick Madrid, but should be a good game. Good game. Prop bet. Nene, do you have I don't know if you put down questions, but do you have a question? I'll put your question up first. You get a priority. Let's see. Oh, right here, because I know since you're here, Nene. Chivas goleada. Super Chivas. They beat Atlas in the Clásico. And now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't been following the Mexican League, but hey, I know Chivas been in a losing streak. They needed this one. Again, I wish them the worst. Yeah, I'm seeing that El Vega, they don't want him anymore. But like I said, I haven't followed. I know my Pachuca's ass right now too. Let's see, we got after a slump much needed from Chivas, went from 2 all the way down. No Vega. Who's their star player now? But since I had a Chivas question, I also had this. I don't know if there's any America fans in here, but El America, can they get la 14? They're at 4. They would be at 14. They're at 13. I don't know if Pepe's Ronco's watching. I know that's el equipo de sus amores, but America. I mean, they're top of the table, no? They're top of the table. They've been dominating. But again, it's one of those teams where I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But 14 in La Liga MX. I need to start watching it just so I can talk about this because I don't really haven't followed it for years. I'll say this, man. I remember the days of when Pachuca were in their glory days with Calero, with Landín, La Chilindrina, and I remember those clásicos with Reynoso when he scored from half field against America, Cuauhtémoc. Who else we got? Let's talk selección. What can we expect from the upcoming friendlies? Germany, Ghana. Well, I know Germany. Lately they haven't been playing so hot. They have my boy Havertz. You know he can't score, but I mean, hopefully Jimmy has gotten prepared. I know we won the Gold Cup, and I know we've looked a little better. We got right now Santi Jimenez. He's on fire in La Eredivisie. He keeps scoring. Hopefully it translates to La Selección because I know when he plays for La Selección it doesn't translate. He did score the winning goal. And against Ghana, African teams, they're always tough because they're fast, they're strong. And, you know, they play a physical style of play, which sometimes the Mexican players aren't up for it. But let's see, Germany, I'm saying a tie with Germany and we beat Ghana. But like I said, I just want them to play good. I want to see improvement. It's a friendly, so it doesn't matter. So as long as they're playing better, as long as they look organized, as long as we find that identity, which I feel like we haven't had for a while. Because when we had El Tata, man, that guy. F that guy. Tata, you. But I hope they have that identity. They find it. And they just prepare themselves for 2026. Like I said, I want to see El Chaquito, Chucky. I know he's back in the Eredivisie. El Chavez. I love Chavez, Pachuca player. Free kicks, master. We got we'll play Colombia in December, to which came back wildly against us and leave us not. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, you're right. But that's what I hope to see from La Selección because I miss, man, the 2018 Selección was probably, I want to say, the one that gave me hope that we could have gone far in that World Cup, man. And I think the key game that World Cup was not, we should have beat Sweden because we would have been first. And then on that side of the bracket, there was winnable games, and I think we would have eventually lost to England in the because I think that side of the bracket played England, so I think we would have gone, but it would have been far. Would have been past the fifth game, which man is something in my lifetime I haven't seen them done. Like the Niners quest for six, la selección, el quinto partido. Let's see, we got. Let me get to the questions because a lot of people had questions. Aside from the Niners, what other teams do you follow in the NFL? Honestly, it's just Niners, and I follow. Then it's still here. Mis Cardinals. No, I basically follow any team that I have fantasy players on. I have the NFL Premium, so I watch the Red Zone, and I just keep up with certain players. Like right now, this week my guy was DJ Moore, Kittle. So Kittle, that's a double satisfaction. DJ Moore. I have who's been my MVP in my other leagues. Had Richardson, he got injured. Sucks. Oh, Tyreek Hill. I have Tyreek Hill in one of my leagues, so I watch the Miami's game sometimes. But a team I enjoy watching, Miami. Obviously, they're fun to watch because of high flying. I should have mentioned this earlier. I think the Rams, they're pretty good. Obviously, they lost against us and they lost against the Eagles. But against the Eagles, it was close. And they have Cooper Kupp back. Stafford, he's playing good. El Puka Nacua, he's good. They just traded today El Van Jefferson. He went to Atlanta. But they have a good team. And I feel like if they start playing, teams, because like I said, they did play hard teams, but they played the Bengals, they played us, they played the Rams. But I feel like they might sneak in wild card. So the Rams, I like watching the Rams, even though we're their daddies. I had this one here. What I think about Haaland and Julian Alvarez playing together. I think if they use Julian Alvarez as like that drifting striker behind Haaland, I feel like Haaland needs that. Haaland, he's going to be your poacher, your number 9. And if Alvarez, he can play that Kun Agüero role when Zeko used to play in Kun Agüero and just, make the plays for him, 1-2s, shots. That should be, I think they should be, I think they should be making, they should be a top striking partners in the Premier League. And I know they're missing De Bruyne, so once De Bruyne's back, but man, you have one of the best young players, Julian Alvarez, and the best striker in the world, Haaland. I know he hasn't been scoring as last season, but he's gonna score, man. That he's from another world, Haaland. But that's my thoughts on that. We'll get to this. Best favorite part of Sunday's game. So this past Sunday was eventful for me, obviously, Sunday Night Football. And I got an email, since I'm a season ticket holder, if I wanted to, during the national anthem ceremony, if I wanted to be one of the people that comes out with the American flag while they sing the national anthem. So I got to be on the field. I got to come out the tunnel. You see all the fans. You hear the Niners fans screaming. I don't know if you guys, but when players say, man, I fed off the stadium's energy, you feel it. You feel the energy. I felt, I was ready. I was ready to tackle Dak Prescott. I was ready to run the ball like Christian McCaffrey. Pulled my hamstring, right before I get to the end zone, I'll pull my hamstring, but at least I take him to the 1 yard line. But no, it felt great. It was great. My boy Nene, he got some videos and pictures of me. And I think that was my favorite part, being on the field. And man, there's something about a night game at Levi's, Sunday Night Football, beating the Cowboys. It was just a great day Sunday. I really had a great day. I remember leaving the stadium and I was just soaking it all in. I always leave. I know a lot of people leave like fourth quarter, especially this game. I stayed till the end. I just soaked it in, enjoyed the moment. And that's what I like doing, enjoying the moment, being like, man, I'm blessed to be here. So that's what I enjoyed. They'll be up. That's what I enjoyed. I had another question here from my sister. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't write it down. Basically, she said, "What made me like the Niners or become a fan?" Um, Me and Nene. I mean, I started maybe following the 49ers. I remember it was because so first of all, my number one love soccer. I love soccer. Grew up on it. I didn't really follow football till maybe 19, 20. But soccer still number one for me. It's a beautiful sport, beautiful. But I remember I watched the playoff game where the Niners played the Saints. I remember it was a Saturday, and I just put it on because in college, like my roommates, they like football. Daniel, he liked football. I was like, let's see what this shit's all about. And I remember Alex Smith, he ran it in the end zone. It was a close game back and forth. And from there, I started following a little bit more. And then there used to be a show called The League where it's like these guys, they have a fantasy league. And then I made my own fantasy league, which is 10 years. Shout out to all you guys that are in it. And then from there, I got into football. I worked at Stanford, like selling merchandise for the Stanford football team. I just remember, that was when Kaepernick was there, and thank you, Peppies. Good luck in your class. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. But I remember just watching the Niners. I love Kaepernick because, like I said, I knew back then. I still don't know a lot, but I feel like I've gotten better in football, knowing the stuff. But I knew nothing, and I just liked that Kaepernick would run the ball a lot as a quarterback, and I just thought that was cool. He wore number 7, and then I started like, man, Frank Gore, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman. That team's the one that did it for me. I remember Navarro Bowman. He had literally the last play in Candlestick, the pick at the stick. And then from there, I just started, learning more about the team, their history. And it's just, I don't know, you feel it. Comparison is like in soccer when your team, you just feel those colors, it's like your team, you feel the vibe, they make you happy, they make you sad. And then it's just this team to me. And unfortunately for me, I've never seen them win a Super Bowl. So that's what I want to. I was alive when they won it, but I was like a year old like months old, year old. And I've seen them lose it twice. So to me, that would be the pinnacle of my life achievement, seeing the Niners win the Super Bowl. Number one moment in my life for me. No, I'm not kidding. But it's just when you're at the stadium now, I know me and Nana have shared moments at that stadium, the vibes with that team, it's my team. I rock with them, as my dad said, you only ride with one team, you can have different wives, but I'm faithful to one team. And that team's the Niners, forever faithful. I'm about to get hit when I get off from here. I'm kidding. Final questions here. I'll be wrapping it up soon, but we got this one. Let's get it. Why is Tony a rat? Great question, Peppies. I know you left, but the definition of a rat, if you look in the dictionary, you see Tony. Tony is just, you just gotta, if you know Tony, you know what I'm talking about. You see him, he has his little smirk. Oh, the Seattle, Real Madrid 14. And you're like, bro, like, I wish I could just, And then he likes to talk shit. He likes to get in your head. and he's just in the sewers. So when he's in the sewers, the filth, all that ratness, he just comes out. He thrives in that filth. And the Niners lose, he comes, because right now he's quiet. He's quiet. He's starting to chirp a little bit. He tries to get in your head that, I hope the Niners make the Super Bowl, and then they lose. And then he comes out of his little sewer. And that's why Tony's a rat. And I hope later when you watch this, because I know you're working, I hope you're working. You're a rat. You're a rat, and I can't wait till we beat Seattle, and I can't wait till we win the Super Bowl. And I can't wait for what bets you made. Can't wait. Can't wait. But that's why Tony's a rat. Let me just run through these questions. I know, Daniel, you asked this question, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to give my opinion. If you're talking about like what's happening in Israel and Palestine, it's sad, but I just don't know. I don't have an opinion. I don't know much about it, and yeah, man. I mean, I hope it gets resolved peacefully. If not, pues we out. Let's fight. But no. I don't, like I said, I don't know any, I don't have an opinion. Let's see, how often are you streaming? Like I said, I don't know if you missed the beginning of the show, but I'm gonna try to stream every Tuesday, and this is just gonna be sports. We're gonna have back and forth. Think about it like a radio show. This is my first time by myself. I'm used to doing it with a partner, but I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna stop saying a lot, because I know I say But every Tuesday, 6:37, we'll talk sports, what's going on. I'll try to watch the Mexican League more so I can talk a little bit more about it. And you guys are always welcome. Eventually, I'm gonna have a link and you guys can chime in, talk like a radio show. I feel like well, I had one from my boy shout out, I need to get you back again, Don Vix. Should Jimmy G retire? Yes. He's made a lot of money. Good looking guy. I'm sure life is amazing for him. He should retire. I'll watch the Chivas game this week. Will they play? I'll watch it with Nene if he has time. I think that is it for the questions, unless you guys want to last minute comment questions. But I guess I'll end it with, actually here. Bang Bang Niner Super Bowl game. I talked Spurs at the beginning, and I don't know if you were here, but what I said was they're playing good. They're first place. Can they keep it up? Human song. I've always loved Sonaldo. But, are they going to choke like they usually choke? Or is this real? I know their coach, they're pretty good. Their coach is making them play good. They had a great win against Liverpool. But, yeah, that would be great if Spurs win. Because I don't want Arsenal to win. And Man City, I don't want Man City to win. So, Spurs, I think they can continue their streak, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'll finish it off with, I know I talk broad sports, but let's end it with the Niners. As I mentioned before, amazing win. They play, I know it's Alfredo. I figured. Right here. I saw you're in this program in school. Keep it up. I guess they pied your face or something about Latinos, right? But keep it up, man. Niners. They play the Browns this weekend. Their defense is good, but no Deshaun Watson maybe. I think they get another dub, making them 6-0, going to Vikings Monday Night Football, hopefully being 7-0, and going to the Eagles. But man, this team, what can you say? Amazing. They had a great game. No way. You got me. Man, I thought you were being serious. I was like, man, it kind of sounds like what's going on. And I know you're laughing right now, bro. You got me. But man, I lost my train of thought. Well, I'm just gonna sign out. Thank you guys. I think it was a great show. Let me know, like it, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys again for listening to my takes. We're just gonna get better. We're just gonna improve. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, if you're still here, this show every Tuesdays around this time, we'll recap sports, what's going on, some UFC. Eventually, maybe I'll leave a link. You guys can hop in, give your takes, and we'll just have this back and forth like if we were hanging out. Um, what I'm working on this week, I'm filming a podcast. We'll announce with who. Should be a banger. I'll try to edit it this week. I'm editing the vlog, making sure it looks nice and it looks, watchable. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Hopefully everything's good. Signing out. Peace out, guys.